Hello again, YouTubers. I'm SpongeBob 101 back here again on the SpongeBob channel. Today we have part number 6 of our SpongeBob Heady Pursuit playthrough video series. If you haven't checked out parts 1 to 5, I'll leave a link to a playlist in the description box below as well as in the cards so you guys can go check it out. Today we're revisiting Jellyfish Fields. So yeah, come along and we'll revisit Jellyfish Fields. Now, the purpose of which is to, of course, use these new characters, as you can see, Squidward and Mr. Krabs, or any order of those characters as required in these levels to access some of the parts of the level that we have yet to access, right? And to collect as many coins as possible, because if you haven't noticed, if you actually collect all the coins in a level, there seems to be a reward. I mean, there's a spatula wrapped up right there. So I'm going to try to collect as many coins as possible, and hopefully we get to claim that bonus. But regardless, let's take a gander at the beautiful scenery of Jellyfish Fields. Now, I went into this for quite a bit in the previous video where we revisited Bikini Bottom, and I was saying that the backgrounds are really phenomenal, the best I've ever seen in a SpongeBob game. And I'm not sure if I can say for all SpongeBob games if you consider the video games as well, but for mobile apps, I think that the graphics in this game, specifically for the background, is the best I've ever seen. Personally, overall, my favorite graphics are from SpongeBob Moves In, but unfortunately Nickelodeon seems like they've abandoned that game. So here we have a zone where Squidward comes into play. So let's take a look at whether we can claim another spatula. You just jump over on this anchor here and then onto the jellyfish. So basically Squidward does two things. Firstly, his clarinet allows him to pull together jellyfish to create platforms, and also to tell you when there is a spatula nearby, of which we just got one. So very useful features. I'm probably going to use Squidward in the final runs, because sometimes, if I simply can't find the spatula, just bring Squidward along, right? He'll tell you where it is. So yeah, but that's what I'm going to do once, if and only if I cycle through all the characters and I still have spatulas that I have yet to obtain. So you can notice on the left side here of this cave there is a glow, a yellow glow or golden glow. This indicates a hidden area. So we can actually go in as Jellyfish SpongeBob. There are some coins there, as well as another spatula. So how awesome is that? Spatula collected. So yeah, comment in the box below. What is your favorite SpongeBob mobile game? Personally, mine isn't SpongeBob Moves In, nor is it Heady Pursuit, as much as I want it to be. But it's something more nostalgic or sentimental. It would be SpongeBob Marbles and Slides. If you have never heard of SpongeBob Marbles and Slides, it is an app that was released in 2010. 2009 and 2010, basically, for iOS devices, and then subsequently in subsequent years at least, they released that for Android as well. SpongeBob Marbles and Slides was a physics puzzle game. Basically, you had all the characters turned into marbles, and SpongeBob, of course, is the character you play as. You have to lead all these SpongeBob marbles into the drain, essentially, and you use like levers and avoid like goo and etc, and basically restore Bikini Bottom to its former glory in terms of returning everyone from being marbles to being, sea creatures. So unfortunately, because Nickelodeon never updated it to become 64-bit, so it still remains at 32. So I believe the last software, the last iOS firmware that can play it is iOS 10. and it hasn't been updated for years now. I think almost 4 to 5 years. So personally, I can't even play this on my iPhone 11 Pro because, as I said, you know, it's not a 64-bit app, and that's kind of unfortunate because I really liked that game. I really liked the concept, and look at that, Mr. Krabs just smashes right through that. So pretty cool. Let's collect all the coins here. Now, one thing to note is Mr. Krabs can vacuum, or, well, he essentially can suck up coins, and that comes in useful here because if you notice on the bottom there are all sea urchins, so naturally you wouldn't be able to walk down there. Okay, so let's continue with the level and finish it up. Oopsie, I don't want to go back in. Oh, come on. And yeah, so we go right into the sea urchins, but thankfully checkpoint, so we don't have to do that all again. So yeah, have you ever played SpongeBob Marbles and Slides? Comment in the box below. Some of the most memorable things about that app was the music. Now the music here is pretty cool, but really for me, nothing beats the music in SpongeBob Marbles and Slides. It was very Hawaiian and very peaceful. I actually uploaded those on YouTube using one of those randomly created accounts. It is still up on YouTube, but I'm not sure if I'm ever going to repost them and reconsolidate them into the Yellow Ribbon of Spongitude channel, or at least that's what it is called right now. I may change the name in the future because that's kind of a long random name, and basically that channel is for SpongeBob trailers and other content that may or may not be copyrighted. So I don't want to risk, you know, putting trailers. I'm trying my best not to put trailers on this channel, as well as like content that doesn't have my voice in it, because that runs the risk of kind of, you know, destroying the YouTube partnership again, and I just want to avoid that as far as possible. So that's why I haven't really been posting. I haven't actually posted a new trailer or a video without my voice since the SpongeBob movie trailer from January, or not even January, like I think it was January. I can't even remember now. So yeah, we're gonna move on to Buzz Off level 2-2. Let's see here, and here we have Patrick and Squidward required. So let's go with Patrick first and see if we can get those extra spatulas. So I did mention in the previous video that I was going to revisit Glove World. I have decided against that. I'm just going to continue with Rock Bottom, and I'm going to, well, go through the rest of the game before we actually revisit Glove World. So it kind of, you know, makes it easier for you guys to watch as well, not to have to revisit these locations multiple times over the course of multiple videos. I mean, the only reason why I'm posting parts 5 and 6 this way is because I played this while I was on the subway. So, you know, I wanted to play this game without having to go through new levels. So I figured, you know what, I'm just going to record the gameplay of me replaying the oopsie. Oh yeah, that's what I'm supposed to do because we got destroyed earlier. But yeah. So next video, part number 7, we'll continue with Rock Bottom and then move on from there. Why did I just do that? Why did I just launch myself back into the cavern? Well, oh well. Okay, so let's climb up this hill here, and here is the zone for Squidward, so we'll come back to that later. But first, let's do this. Right down the slide here, and then yeah, so we'll have to come back later because when you see the clouds, that's where Squidward can make or can attract the jellyfish to create platforms. And now we're in the sea urchins. Okay, let's go again. You know, the background in Jellyfish Fields really reminds me of the SpongeBob movie game on Game Boy Advance. So that was released back in 2004. I'm not sure if you guys ever seen what it looked like, but there was the second zone, right? The second zone was called Coral Canyon, and I think that's the only time ever in SpongeBob that we encountered this area, this zone specifically, Coral Canyon. I always liked the idea of a canyon, and it had a background similar to this. I mean, of course, it had coral, and the background was, I think, pink as well. So that kind of brings me back to those days playing the SpongeBob movie game. I didn't play it when it came out because I was way too young back then, but I did play it in 2009, 2010. So those are the days where I was, I got the opportunity to play the SpongeBob Game Boy Advance games. No, actually, come to think of it, it wasn't even 2009, 2010. It was like 2007 or 2008. Yeah, Game Boy games were like very different from the platformers, and this game specifically kind of also brings me back to the era of Game Boy games because, in those SpongeBob Game Boy games, the view would essentially be like this, and the character could go backwards or forwards, but never forwards, never frontwards, or, does that even make any sense? Like, okay, it could, based on the controls, right, that you see right now, so we're going right, and we could go left as well, but you could never go backwards or forwards in the Game Boy Advance. So yeah, those were the days of SpongeBob games. We haven't had SpongeBob video game for about 5 years. SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated is coming in less than a month now, but it feels like a long way to go, to be honest. 1 month is a really long time when you're waiting, when you're super excited for something. Like personally, okay, it's kind of off tangent here. I'm not talking about SpongeBob, I'm talking about Pokemon. So if you guys play Pokemon Sword and Shield for the Nintendo Switch, I'm pretty sure you already know that there's downloadable content coming. They announced the Pokemon Sword and Shield Expansion Pass. And basically that consists of 2 parts, 1 the Isle of Armor and 2 the Crown Tundra. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's okay, I'm sorry. I'm mentioning Pokemon in this video, but I just want to point it out. So yeah, as with relation to waiting, right? Because man, it's been such a long while, and they really haven't given players too much information. So it's always cool to be surprised, but personally I'm the kind of person who likes to be spoiled. If you've watched my videos over the years, you know that I like to be spoiled about all sorts of new content, including the SpongeBob movie, which is why I made a book review using my iPad for the SpongeBob movie SpongeBob on the Run Junior novelization, right? Because for folks who share similar mindsets as I do, you guys want to see spoilers, that video is for you. If you don't like seeing spoilers, then I can understand that, then you can just skip the video. But personally, I really like spoilers, so yeah, comment box below, do you like spoilers? I love spoilers. I like to know everything because the waiting is the problematic part. I don't find it fun to wait, to be honest. So it's more like it's not entirely the idea of instant gratification, but I just want to get my mind off it. It's not like I just want it now for the sake of having it now. I just don't want to have to keep thinking about it. And you know, your brain power can be used for many other things as well, right? So, yeah. But I'm totally not talking about SpongeBob Patty Pursuit right now, because we're just going through this level and trying my best not to fail, and just want to get through this level. And actually, we're almost done. Let's charge right through, and there we go, finish line. Again and again, you really love that level, don't you? Okay, so many coins. You have found every coin in that level. Congratulations. Okay, so now we have 30 spatulas. We're going on to Zap Happy. That's level 2-3. And here we'll have to play as Squidward. So yeah, let's do that. First, let's charge down this slide. That's not even possible because you'll be sliding. You can't really charge down the slide. I just noticed that, okay, I mean, I'm not exactly sure, but the cave here in Jellyfish Fields looks exactly the same or extremely similar to that in Bikini Bottom. There's a Gary zone there, so we'll have to come back to this level once we get Gary, I believe, after we complete zone number 5. Oopsie. Okay, let's redo that. Yay, so fun. No need to go back up there. You guys already saw what's up there. Okay, and we get to turn into a jellyfish. Yay. Okay, so anyway, now that I don't have much to talk about right now, so I'm gonna talk about the music. So I actually managed to record the music, so I will probably post that on the Yellow Ribbon of SpongeTube channel, just so that I can avoid copyright if there is a copyright strike or anything, you know. I don't want to get copyrighted on this channel, and if I do get copyrights, like, I usually just immediately go into the editor, and then I get the video updated and remove the parts where it includes copyrighted audio or something like that. I keep getting wrecked by this blue jellyfish, but yeah, so look forward to, if you guys are interested in the music from SpongeBob Patty Pursuit, I'll probably post that in the Yellow Ribbon of SpongeTube real soon. I'm currently focused on this channel, so I want to get the playthroughs out quickly, so that you guys can watch as you play. But oopsie. Okay, maybe we're not supposed to like totally just jump right up there. Oops. I'll just try to get the Krabs to launch me up. Okay. So over here and then jump up here. There we go. So that's where a spatula would be. Bouncing up, spatula collected. And yeah, so the music, pretty nice, pretty calming, but it goes in a loop. Like, I think it's like a 1-minute loop, so it just keeps looping around and around. But yeah, we're almost to the end, so that's great. We have circling blue jellies here, so we gotta avoid them. Alright, so that almost essentially concludes this level. Yeah, or not. Okay, let's just go backwards and go forwards and just do that again. Now we know we're not supposed to go into that pit. But yeah, make sure to subscribe, like, favorite, comment, etc. Keep it right here on Ultimate SpongeBob 101. In the next video, as I mentioned earlier, we will be going back to Rock Bottom to finish that up and battle the Dirty Bubble. So yeah, make sure to stay tuned for that. And yeah, that's about it for this video. So yeah, I'm not gonna start this level because this video is getting long. So yeah, we'll quit and I'll be back in the next one with Rock Bottom. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.